Guys, I am freaking out. I finally got the skipping stone bow. I don't even know how or what happened, but this week's Nightmare Story Mode gave me the skipping stone bow. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Ghost of Tsushima video. We are going to be doing week 7 tips and tricks on how to easily complete. I got to be 100% honest with you guys. This is probably the most difficult week of them all. You guys already know how difficult it is to deal with ghosts, and yeah, it was a pain in the butt. The first run I had was a complete failure, and the second run I had, we did all the objectives. We did pretty good. We did go down a couple times. Well, I went down a couple times, I think. And yeah, I was a hunter. I went in with a random assassin, and he ended up being a pretty good teammate. We did all the objectives, and I got my skipping stone bow at the end. I literally freaking out. I wish you guys could have seen my reaction. But anyways, guys, let me know if this video helps you out. I really hope it does. And if you guys like the video, please be sure to leave a like down below. Leave any comments on what you guys do that makes it easier for you, or if there's anything that I may have missed that maybe you want to add. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace. Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome back to another Ghost of Tsushima tips and tricks video for Nightmare Story week 7. I'm still tripping about my skipping stone bow, so don't mind me if I'm acting all excited right now. I don't know, guys. It took a long time to get it. Anyways, this isn't about me, this is about you guys. So this week's modifier is reduced healing, and I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory, guys. And you will notice it when you're playing. Getting healing drums and healing from the little ammo things is actually ridiculously lower than normal. All right, so chapter 1 here, guys. The first thing I want to say in chapter 1 is target the disciples of Io. Right there, you see I went straight for her. So after like maybe fighting 1 or 2, they do spawn. So make sure you target her first. And as you see me getting the high ground right here, this is going to be my tip number 2 for you guys. Make sure you keep the high ground, because that forces the disciple of Io to spawn down below. And if you don't stay on top right when she spawns, she will spawn up on top. As you can see from this footage that I had from my first game, you can see as I turn and I look, because this person keeps getting healed. If I look up there, you see the disciple of Io did spawn on top, which is pretty irregular, but by the time I realized it was too late. And so here we are back in the regular game. And yeah, so make sure you guys are up there. Your smoke bombs, your sticky bombs, and your fire is going to be your best friend, right? So if you have explosive arrow or anything like that, you want to make sure that you use that stuff. Also, for the scroll location, if you do happen to get a scroll here, if you look right here, also from my first game, I go up all the way to the top of this tower, and this is where the scroll is typically if you do get it in chapter 1. So come all the way up here, not all the way to the top, but right before you get to the top, and you got your scroll. Alright guys, so here we are now in chapter 2, and honestly the same strategy kind of applies. The first thing you want to do is target the disciple of Io, no matter where they're at, because as much damage as you want to put on these guys, they're going to keep getting healed. It's actually insane and really difficult and annoying to deal with. So you and your partner need to work together to make sure you're targeting your disciples of Io, unless you know you can kill it. You know, like right here I was able to just put 2 arrows in her and end her, but sometimes you do need to get that assassination, kind of stay close to make sure she dies. That's honestly the strategy throughout, so I will say that one more time when we get to chapter 3. Also, use the grass as cover as much as possible. As you see, we do, especially right here when we start. You want to make sure you get the 1-up on these guys, man. They're all over the place. I promise you, you will find them running from the craziest places, and the only way you see them is through fog, or when they're attacking you, or when they're on fire. So like in chapter 1, like I was saying, you want to make sure that you use your fire abilities, and when they're lit on fire, they're a lot easier to find. Another thing I want to say, guys, is stick together. This is not one that you want to separate on, right? You want to stick together as much as possible. Like, I totally understand that sometimes you have to split up, and it is what it is. And if you can hold your own, that's awesome. But sticking together makes this so much easier, not only to kill the enemy, but also to find them, because it's super hard to find these guys. Speaking of finding, you will find these Oni guys a lot of the time by the doors. So make sure you're sticking through and like sticking around and looking around the doors, and to also make sure, guys, that you kill off all the enemies, because the game's going to make you do it anyway. There's about 3 levels, I think, to this main house, and they're pretty much one in almost every level sometimes. So they're really hard to spot, and you want to make sure that that's the first thing you go for. So after you're able to go through and do the objective, which is, to search through the village at these little points right here, make sure you're killing off all the enemies, because it is what it is. They're gonna make you do it anyway. And then you can worry about getting the scroll or the Oni treasure after. So what I mean by that is up until the point where you get to go down and by that little shrine area, kind of down here where we're headed. After you do that main objective, and right before the ghosts and the Mongols fight down at the bottom of the hill, you can actually stop right there to go and get the scrolls, because it doesn't cut off your area, is what I'm trying to say. I feel like I'm not explaining that properly, because sometimes the fog comes in and it cuts you out of a certain area and you kind of miss a chance to get an objective. You can go all the way up to the point right before you have to overlook that fight versus the ghosts and the Mongols. So after you do this little point right here, we go back and we look for the scroll and the Oni treasure. Now, the Oni treasure was a really hard fight for me. I don't know what it was, guys. Normally it's a piece of cake, but man, are these ghosts really difficult to deal with. But this one was a really hard fight for me for whatever reason. I think the main reason, obviously, is because I didn't have all my cooldowns, right? So all I had was my explosive arrow. So as you can see, we start this up right here, and I shoot my arrow, right? And for one, I don't think it hit anything. Like, all the ghosts are still completely invisible. Normally they spawn around the chest. I don't know where they spawned right here. So I find out we got a disciple. I go and I target her first immediately because she's important. But they're just super spread out. Like, that was our first one we killed right there. It was really weird. And the archer has poison arrows. So really, guys, really work together on this one. Luckily, my assassin was freaking awesome in this one. I had to come over here and make sure the healing, or make sure the poison didn't kill me off. So I find the archer right here, and yeah, I would say kill the disciple and then find the archer and kill him off, and then kill these big Oni guys off, because wow, I don't know why, but I was struggling on that one, guys. So after doing the Oni treasure, we went to go get the scroll, and let me tell you what, guys, finding the scroll in chapter 2 was the most difficult thing ever. But I finally found it, and it is back here next to these 2 little sheds right here. And right here, look at this. It took me 13 minutes to find that scroll right there. So we find it, and we head to chapter 3. All right, guys, so here we are in the 3rd and final chapter, and if you've made it this far, you are really close. Now, this area is super huge, okay? At least it feels that way, and it's easy to get lost and to get kind of mixed up. So the first thing, you obviously want to go for the disciples of Io if you are in her area. So I see these guys right here. They're not in the area that she controls, so we're able to kill these guys off, no problem. and then we head to the Disciples of Io. Super straightforward. And on this one, guys, it's so important to stick together because it is super spread out. Like I said earlier, unless you can handle your own, right, and you know you're going to be good with killing off these disciples, I suggest doing this part with your teammate and communicating and being together in this area. This is going to be the same as the rest of the whole story mode. Pretty much you have to kill everybody in order to finish everything, right? So if you're going through with your teammate and you're killing off Disciples of Io, and then you guys are going to the objectives, try to kill off the enemies in the objective areas while you're there. If not, you can always double back, as you see we had to do because we didn't kill everyone off. You can always double back and kill them at the end. There's nothing wrong with that. But just to make it easier for you guys, you know, you can definitely do it while you're going towards the objectives. And honestly, guys, that's really it. Like I said before, use your sticky bombs, use your cooldowns on these guys because they are a lot easier when you spot them. And yeah, I hope this helped you guys, man. I hope this helped your guys' gameplay. I'm still freaking out about my skipping stone bow, which you'll see me get at the end of this game. So if you want to stick around and watch that, by all means, you are welcome to. If not, it is all good. That's everything I have for y'all. I appreciate you guys so much. Let me know in the comments below if this helped, or if you have anything to add. I would really appreciate it. Love y'all. Try to subscribe. If not, it is all good. Love you anyway. And hope you guys have a great holidays and hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I'm rambling now because I'm super excited. But yeah, we'll catch y'all on the next one. Much love. Peace.
From the homes on the hill, screams pierced the air. The spirits vanquished, the fog created. Thank you. Chanting wafted from the nearby docks, obscuring the deep. Fog around the docks floated slowly down the river. Suddenly, Zukbator's voice boomed throughout the village. Oh, ghosts. Heavy footfalls nightfalls approached. The ghosts readied themselves for battle. Sukubatos dreadful noise covered his history. The ghosts moved on to the desolated village, knowing more would suffer the same fate if Sukubato was found and defeated.